Welcome, everybody. This is episode 64 of New Men Same Block, where reinvent your mind to reinvent your grind. I'm your versatile, proficient, righteous, omnivorous, prolific, exuberant, and reinvented host D, Proper Chris. And we got a very special guest today. I mean beyond special, man. We talking about legendary on a path to greatness. Somebody who's genuine, compassionate, honorable, integrity on 10. And I don't say this lightly because I'm serious when it comes to this for real. This brother, he started his own brand, clothing brand at that, and it expanded. He do so many things that we're going to touch into. This person I met a very long time ago, and I done seen his work. I done seen the quality rise. I done seen everything. Somebody who's going to be consistent on everything that he does and real compassion. The CEO, the founder, the owner, the business entrepreneur, all of the above, the things that people boast and brag about casually on Instagram. The one and only Mr. Foreignary. What's happening with my brother? How you doing?
What's going on, brother? Man, that was a great introduction. I feel like I gotta live up to that name now. What's going on, brother?
What's good, bro?
I'm really happy to be here. Like I was telling you a little earlier before we started recording this, I was up all night really kind of thinking like, because you've came so far with this and everything that you're doing with this podcast and just life in general. I was like, look, man, I don't want to go on there and I gotta make sure I'm on point, my P's and Q's, you know what I mean? So I'm on my P's and Q's, so I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me, bro.
Man, it's nothing. It was overdue, but it happened on God's timing at the perfect timing.
Surely, yep.
Having the days off, different things, and it's just a lot more to talk about. Time 100%. Goes on and everything out here, man. Matter of fact, let's start with this. Who is Mr. Foreignary? Where are you from and all the above?
Okay, yeah, I was born in San Francisco. I was mainly raised in Millbrae, San Bruno, somewhat San Francisco as well. My name is Imam Malik Madani, my government name. You guys can go ahead and have that. It's all good.
I'm trying to mess with his credit.
Yeah, and I'm Persian. I'm first generation Iranian American, Persian American, as I like to go by.
Wait, let's start with that. Let's really get that on people real quick.
100%.
What is Iran? What is Iranian? And what is Persian? And how are they interconnected?
So I mean, the Persian Empire, it was around forever. Don't quote me because I don't know exactly how long we've been around for, but it's around 6,500 years, 5,500 years, somewhere around that, if not longer. But I identify myself with as being Persian because Iran came way later. That was after the empire had fallen, and I mean, if you look at Iran on a map, we're right in the middle of it, so as far as Arab armies, Turkish armies, Mongol armies, African armies, anyone and everything has gone through Iran and Persia back then, because we had the biggest empire in the world at one point, and bed of civilization. They talk about it a lot, but
basically, bro, saying they had to whoop a lot of ass to stand strong. They had to fight the Greeks, the Romans, they all the above.
Yeah, we did. You know what it is? You know what it is, bro? I look at it like, as far as conquering lands, it's different verbiage that I like to use, because at the end of the day, that's just what kings did back then. That's just what empires were. But they all went about it differently. And like Cyrus the Great, for instance, was known to not have slaves. This is a known thing. One of the first ever like I don't want to say receipts of, but basically like pay stubs was on a tablet written in cuneiform, paying the people their wages. You get what I'm saying? So it's like in Cyrus the Great, he was also known for, he freed the Jews from Babylon, for instance, you know what I mean, from rule, and but from Babylonian rule. And he was known for, when he took over a village or a land or whatever, a people, he was known for giving them their religious freedoms. He was known for giving them their freedoms in general. So it's important to note that, their conquering is one thing, being an emperor and being a king is completely different. And that's why I go by Persian. As you know, I'm all the way blasted. I got the kings all on me, you know what I mean? Tatted up. Because if I'm to tell myself that I'm a Persian king and that I want to make sure that the world knows what Persia is, what we were, versus what we are now, and unfortunately, the state of our country now, back to what it used to be. It's important, and don't get me wrong, Persian, Iranian, at the end of the day, it's the same thing. It's just through the years, our name, it got smaller and it got bad. You know what I mean? In the Western media,
y'all had to rebrand, reinvent.
Oh, and people like me, and that's one of the big things with what you were saying in the beginning and introducing. One of the big things is like, I feel like I'm one of the voices, you know what I mean, of Iranians, Persians all around the world, to let you guys know that, we're not the axis of evil. We're not terrorists. You know what I mean? Some of them are. You know what I mean? I'm not going to speak for everybody. Those guys that are running the country right now, you can deem them to be whatever you want. I don't want to get political. But
look, at the end of the day, when you accept that in humanity and society and in your culture, there's going to be a balance of everything.
For sure.
And it is what it is.
Yeah.
What do you set up to have things in checks and balances?
Yeah. And you know what? I like to look at it like, if I can educate somebody on where I come from, where my parents come from, where they left, at such a young age, not because they wanted to, you know what I mean? But if I can educate them on who we are, like, I mean, you've been to my house ever since we was, 12 years old. Like, just like when I come to your house, it's nothing but love. You know what I mean? It's nothing but, hey, if we were hungry, we were gonna figure out something to get to eat. You know what I mean? And we was gonna do it together. So it's just, it's always been bigger than that. But I would like to, for the viewers and the people that don't know, and they got this stigma of the Middle East or just, Iran in general. Like, I want them to know that, hey, we're not how the big media portrays us. You know what I mean? It's a lot deeper than that. We have a huge, very rich culture, and I try to tell everybody that. So, yeah.
And the reason that is all so important, right? Because as one of the slogans for your brand go, we all come from somewhere, right?
Facts.
We all have our origins. We all have that rich history. Why is that history so important to you?
It was funny. I just saw a meme the other day, and I had reposted it, and it basically had said, don't ever forget to teach your kids your mother's language, basically. You know what I mean? And the language that, like, okay, yeah, at the end of the day, like I said, there's some people that they leave their homelands because they want to. They're in search for something bigger and better. But then there's also people that would have loved to stay in their homeland and go and travel the world instead of have to relocate and go and do everything. Because, it's like I said, we all come from somewhere, right? So it's important to know where you come from in your background, because if you don't, then we just forget, we lose touch. It happens, you know what I mean? I've seen it happen to first generations just like me, that they can't even speak the language. You know what I mean? They're going to tell me that they're Iranian or Persian or Arab or Chinese or African or whatever it is, but you don't even know the language. You don't even know your history. You don't even know your culture and where you come from. So it's kind of like, how am I gonna say, I'm Iranian or I'm Persian, you know what I mean? And I'm proud to be Persian, but I don't even know how to speak the language, but I don't even know the culture. I don't even know our history. Like that to me, it's kind of a double standard. So
Oh yeah.
you have to make sure that it's important to me to know where you come. It's important for me to teach my kids. You know, hey, my kids might be are going to be half Armenian. You know what I mean? I'm
Yep.
going to end up, you know, marrying my girl, and my
Yep.
kids are going to be half Armenian. But it's like that doesn't mean that they can't learn English, Armenian, and Farsi. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And know where they come from on both on all three angles now. You know what I
And
mean?
you said something very important because it's about knowing the culture and roots of where you're from.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you assimilate into a culture that has very flawed foundation and meaning and understanding and how we treat humanity, right?
100%.
And then when you know where you've been, you know where you're going.
Well, that also and it also correlates into what we're taught in our school systems here. You get what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? Like here, since we talking about the Persian Empire, I was so excited because I'm a history buff, bro. Right? I didn't pay attention to math because I just wasn't good with it. I didn't pay attention in science class because that wasn't my lane. But English and history, like writing and history and literature and all that, I loved. Always have, always will. But you know, someone like me that I've been told my entire life, you know, you come from the land of kings, and I've done all my research about the Persian Empire, a lot of different things to do with my culture and inventions that we've done, created, and all this stuff. For me to see a half a paragraph in our history books about the Persian Empire, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
These are the things like that throw you for a spin, and you're like, well, you know, maybe that's not important to whoever writing these books, but hey, there's a whole bunch of other history books that'll tell you differently. You know what I mean? So
Uh-huh.
it's like that voice is too often silenced
Of course.
here where
And
we're at.
especially you touched on earlier, the media, right? How the media depicts people of different cultures and regions.
100%.
And I know it's irritating to have yours when you do see stories about Persia, it's from the lens of the Greeks, the Romans, for example, the only mentions of the Persians in the Alexander movie or
Yeah.
the 300
Yeah, I
movie.
hate that movie. Yeah.
And I feel you. And it's like, we got to stop looking at our own cultures and origins from the lenses of Europeans. And that's just real like
Yeah,
that.
you know, okay, anything though, right? And this goes to show with what you're saying is completely facts because that's just the lane that we're in here. But like
Mhm.
anything, for instance, that's too much, that's too extreme, that's just from one side is never going to be the whole side. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, if the Europeans or the Greeks or the Romans or whoever saw it this way, why
Yeah.
don't you go get the African, the Asian, the Middle Eastern aspect too? Are we just
Because
maxing out?
we know what it's about. It's about controlling information and thought process. Now, with all these different things going on, what led to you creating the brand Foreignary? Think about it.
Uh, Interesting.
Foreignary.
It's interesting. You know, I was just I hopped on a FaceTime with my cousin Shohin, which you know, he used to make my beats and stuff when I rapped, and you know, we actually 10 years ago, I mean, I'm 27 now. I was like 17, 18 when he was living with us. And we actually, for 3 days straight, my mom would tell you we were going back and forth on a notepad writing, you know, all these different names, right? Going back and forth, saying them to each other, trying to combine words and all this different stuff. And one day, you know, I wrote Foreign Visionary, and then I was like, Foreignary, just said it, just like that in the room. Third day of us going back and forth. And he looked up and he was like, bro, that's it, bro. That's the one. And I was like, yeah, that would sound right. You know what I mean? And so I first it was for my music label. It was for my rapping. It was for I was gonna have it as being like a record label. But over time I stopped the rapping. It just wasn't my lane. I just didn't want to do it. Not that I wasn't good. It just wasn't something that I wanted to further pursue. I felt like I could do a lot more with it as a clothing brand because one of my boys actually had brought it up to me in a barbershop. And shout out Julian, shout out Slimy Squad. He brought it up to me like, hey bro, you're that this Foreignary thing could be much bigger than just the music lane. And when he talked to me about the clothing, when he talked to me about what I can do after the clothing and keep moving with it, it was more so like I was when he said that to me, I never thought about Foreignary being a clothing ever, bro. You know what I mean? Like I thought about having merch later on. I thought about having all that, but in the overall view of things, I never looked at it like it was gonna be like a clothing brand. But what happened was when he told me that, I started looking into things and all that, and I have two amazing partners that I was able to partner up with and to make Foreignary happen. But yeah, once we found the lane, found a manufacturer, found all that. I mean, we started in the pandemic in the mix, bro. Like pandemic started March, I think it was 17, and we launched in May. You know what I mean? On May 1st, so of 2020. So and
let's go back to the partnership piece real
yeah,
quick, because a lot of times people talk about entrepreneurship without really speaking into partnership.
sure.
So from each partner, and it's three of y'all, right?
Yes, three of us.
What do you get from each person that makes it work?
First of all, I think that's a great question. I think one of the most important things, if I'm gonna call myself a CEO, right, is to always be ready to listen and learn from the other two. You know what I mean? Or whether that be the other five or the 10. You know, I think a real boss never stops learning, never stops growing. So I think one of the main things is that both of these cats are 4 years younger than me. You know what I mean? 5 years younger than me. So it's like, you know, for someone like me that's older to listen to them and put my pride to the side. You get what I'm saying? Because hey, these cats, they'll tell me things and I never knew about or that I was never privy to or gamed up on. And it was just like, well, I'm glad I took the time to listen because they do the same with me. And I think that respect for each other's boundaries and each other's strengths, that's one of the things we all play to each other's strengths. You get what I'm saying? Because you're only as strong as your weakest link. That's how I look at it. So it's like if you're in a mindset of I'm CEO, so what I say go at the end of the day, yeah, it's true. What I say go at the end of the day, right? But what I say go with what they say as well. You get what I'm saying? And we wouldn't have been able to last even 1 month, not even a year in a few months now. We wouldn't have even been able to last 1 month if we all didn't play to that. You get what I'm saying? We play our roles. We stay respectful with each other. When we have arguments, they last maybe 5 minutes because we'll pull each other to the side and talk about it. You get what I'm saying? So it's the big shout out to Seti and Felipe, my two partners, and Will Castelli and Nick in Toronto, and Will Castelli. He's still a bit of a partner. So but he's always gonna be Foreignary. So it's like, but with Seti and Felipe, the main partners, it's a crazy balance, bro. And it's like you don't throw that balance off. You know what I mean? What do they say? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like we got something so special where each person understands their lane, and if we just keep playing to them strengths, and you know help each other out when we're on our weaknesses, then I mean we're unstoppable, bro. And I'm a firm believer in nothing is impossible and anything is possible. And you know from just my life and what I've been through. What you've been through, the trials and tribulations of the fam, the group of people that we be around, you know, it's kind of like I would never throw an excuse in it, bro, because that's just throwing a wrench in my turning wheel. I'm not gonna throw an excuse. You know what I mean? We just gonna get it done.
And what was those important pieces that each person brought though, like specifically?
I mean, well, with Felipe, for instance, he's the graphic designer, and it was like at first we were outsourcing with him. You get what I'm saying? Then it got down to conversation. We just saw how raw he was, how quickly he was getting things done. You know what I mean? In such a like timely fashion, and it was like it was never a all right, I'll get it. No, it was a right then and there. You get what I'm saying? And that's hard to find. That he's hungry always. You get what I'm saying? Like Foreignary, he rides for Foreignary hard, just like Seti does. Like Seti, he you know what Seti is? He's the CFO, and Felipe is the graphic designer, and you know whatever you want to call it, whatever titles. I don't really care about titles, like because
Seti good with the finance.
Yeah, because Seti, he's good, not only good with the finance, but he's also good with me and Felipe. We have so many ideas. We're very extroverted, and we have so many these great ideas. But like out of 100 ideas, maybe 20 of them will be good. You get what I'm saying? Even though me and Felipe thought all 100 was good, Seti had turned back and be like, yo. Let's get us a few days, bro. Let's think on this, bro. Let's do, you know what I mean? And that right there is a balance all on its own. Like that right there, that position is so important. You get what I'm saying? Yep. Because Seti is the one that told us, hey, we're gonna build this organically. You get what I'm saying? Because we all know sex sells. We could put, you know, females, you know, with some wet Foreignary t-shirts on and halfway on. You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna get to a different market. But like we want that organic, you know.
Y'all want the drama, controversial, objectification, instant gratification type of success. Y'all wanted something that's actually gonna last. So let's touch on that real quick.
Yeah.
What is the importance of setting up that long-term branding success versus just thinking about that quick, trying to get money off just selling some t-shirts and stuff?
I mean, you know, okay, so that's gonna go back to, look, Foreignary for me, the mission and what it stands for. You know what I mean? You know what? I'll actually pull that up because I think it's important for the viewers to understand what Foreignary stands for. Started here. Hold on. I need to pull this up because it's important. Here. The Foreignary clothing line and movement is the story of all of us who have endured the hardships and sacrifice it takes coming to a foreign land willingly, or in most cases unwillingly. Whichever the case may be, most of us at some point of our family lineage have had the one or few family members that had a vision of a better life, took the leap of faith, risking their lives, leaving all that they knew to be what I call a Foreignary, a foreign visionary. They made the executive decision to get comfortable being uncomfortable and to do whatever it takes to turn their visions into something bigger than themselves. We all have a purpose here on earth, but with that purpose, we must also find our reason. We were all once foreigners, but we are all one race, that of the human race. So see, with just that, in how deep that is, and how many layers that has, you know, that goes down to, I needed them to know, the audience to know first what we're about, because selling t-shirts, or just like anything else, right? Selling one song and being a one-hit wonder, that's cool, bro. But what's that really doing for the world? You get what I'm saying? What's that doing for competition? What's that doing for? So it's like if I wanted to just go and sell some t-shirts, hey bro, I'll go post it up on Market Street or whatever, wherever in the city, and just go sell some t-shirts or do it out the trunk. Which, all respect to everybody that does that. I'm not knocking that. But what we have here is a way bigger goal, bro. You get what I'm saying? Like, we're trying to establish, and I think we did in the first year establish the brand. But now it's time to start telling the Foreignary story. And with that, it's like with Foreignary, there's a huge goal in mind, bro. It's not just one goal. There's so many different goals, but the one goal is for people to understand and to pay homage to all the people that take these risks that we don't even, that we, I think, sometimes overlook. You know what I mean? A lot of the times we overlook. And for people to remember, we truly all do come from somewhere, you know. But we're all the same. At the end of the day, we all are human. You get what I'm saying? And it's like the quicker we realize that, the faster we as the human race can progress and move forward. You get what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
we have way too many things that hold us back right now. You know, from racism to hate to, you know, everything, to the wars.
Oh yeah. Now with all that said,
yeah,
has there been any charities that you have partnered with, and if so, describe that experience?
100%. We actually, thanks to you, we were able to, when the whole, well, you know, when that whole George Floyd thing happened, God rest his soul, that was obviously another terrible, you know, show of police brutality and police abuse in this country, and them, you know, taking their power positions, you know, for granted. But that's a whole different subject, and I don't even want to get into that right now because it's gonna piss me off. But I think that when that was going on, as Foreignary, you know, we took the stance on, yo, this is what we about. So we need to go and work with somebody that, you know, at the end of the day, it's going we just want to help our community. And at that point, I reached out to you and I said, hey bro, this is what we doing right now. This is what Foreignary about. You already know that. We don't have our Foreignary Foundation set up yet. What charity can I go through right now that is making a difference in the Black community? And you told me Queens to Be Academy. You know what I mean?
Hey,
that was
shout out my sis Daisy. She gonna be on here soon one day.
Yeah, great people, and you know, through the whole process, that was, I think, we had our first drop. I don't even know if we had our second drop yet. When we did the No Justice, No Peace, No Peace shirts, and that was, I mean, it was beautiful because what we did was we basically went out and said, yo, all proceeds are going to we've partnered up and joined teams with Queens to Be Academy, and this is what they stand for. And, you know, hey, this is the all proceeds of this shirt is gonna go to Queens to Be Academy, and to keep helping these young sisters do their thing. So I think it was important. I think we raised, I think, something up to like $500-600. I don't remember what it was, but whatever it was, it was more so, bro. Like for me, it was more so when we went there and I was able to talk. They kind of like they threw me for a spin. They told me I was going to talk. I wasn't really thinking I was going to talk to a bunch of young women, and it was great though, bro. And it was kind of on the spot thing, but seeing their faces and, you know, seeing the feeling of me, the feeling that we had when we were there, Seti, Will, and I were there. There was nothing that matched that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And let me add some context for the people listening about how important this is.
Yeah.
So, mind you, this was last year.
Yeah.
Very first few months of your brand and everything existing.
Yeah.
So some people might hear $600-700. Look here. This is a straight out the mud, fresh, brand new clothing brand. Now with billions of dollars behind it. Said, off the rip, we're going to support a Black community organization and provide whatever we can to do so.
We gave all proceeds, everything that we could, bro. And you know, the thing is I appreciate it. You know, the thing is that's why when you talk about setting the tone, you know what I mean? That's setting the tone to say, hey, yo, we putting our money where our mouth is. You get what I'm saying? You know, it was crazy because, you know, at the end of the day, that $600-700 or $500, whatever it wasn't even that for me. You get what I'm saying? It was more so me going there and doing that little 5-minute talk and letting them know, like, look, this money only gonna go so far, but what we doing, the actual root of what we doing, that's just, those roots just got a little deeper. They just got a little stronger. You get what I'm saying? And even for me, that experience alone, bro, come on, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Seti was like, damn, bro, don't get all emotional on me. I was really happy for them to be happy and for them to know, hey, like we support you like y'all support us. And that's that. You feel me?
And that's real, because these local organizations, they need that. They need that help. They need that support.
Yeah.
And you showed how simple. You get an idea, you get, consistent with it, get convicted with it, you can make it happen. You did it, and you feel me? And you was talking about the Foreignary Foundation.
Yeah.
Go a little deeper into that.
Yeah. So the Foreignary Foundation, I mean, always I remember my mom saying, because in the Middle East, we don't, not all of us have the best situation. You know what I mean? A lot of the countries are war torn. A lot of people are living in poverty and not the best conditions. And unfortunately, through colonization and all these years of oppression and wanting to take our natural resources and all that other jazz, we've had to pay the price. And so my mom used to always talk about having an orphanage and helping out so many kids and of all different. She always used to say of all different walks of life. It was never just an orphanage in Iran or it was always of all different walks of life. And that I love my mother. Shout out to my mom for that. She always was trying to help anybody that she could. And so that was really my inspiration for the Foreignary Foundation. Was we want to one day be able to open up a foundation where we're stationed across the world. We're helping out all different countries, all different people, not just kids. I just think it's important to help kids because that's the next generation. And if we can get to them, maybe we might not be able to correct all the wrongs and correct all the people, the adults, but hopefully we can help change the minds of the kids and let them know, what through what Foreignary is about and what the mission is through Foreignary. Let them see a different light and see a different hope. So yeah, I mean that's very near and dear to all of us at Foreignary. But by doing that and getting there, we're gonna partner up with different charities until we can open our own. You get what I'm saying? And that's what's important. Like right now, we got a collab going with Hoops for Hayastan, which means Hoops for Armenia, we're gonna be hopefully collabing with them. We're in the works right now, still in the preliminary stages, but we're gonna hopefully be working with them. And they do some really dope stuff for Armenia. They go back, they give shoes and jerseys, and they build basketball courts for these kids. And I mean, what's doper than that, bro? Like, no corniness, bro. Like that there's nothing doper than helping out the human race, bro. Like to me, there's nothing better than that, bro. Like, and it's like back then I used to have this mind state of this whole gangster mind state of, oh, let's go, mess somebody up, or oh, who this person looking at, or oh, where this person from, and all. You know what I mean? It's like, and I'm being real. Like I used to be so caught up in that, and now it's like, nah, bro. Like go back to the real, human side of you before all that negativity entered in life, and go back to what you really here for, because everybody here for a purpose. You get what I'm saying?
And your heart is big. Like, let me tell the story really of how we met, right? So I was transferring schools, leaving Francisco Middle School, right? Going to this middle school out in Millbrae called Taylor Middle School.
Yeah.
I hate that school to this day. Now, during this orientation where, students come pick up things and all that, meet with certain teachers and stuff, I know nobody at the school, no black kids, except probably one or two. And we ain't got to go in on that. Yeah. And I'm chilling. And this one, bro, little dude.
Still short.
Walk up on me talking about, what's good, bro? How you doing? My name is Iman. You need anything or whatever, I'm here, and all that type of stuff. Like, welcome to the school and everything. And he wasn't part of no orientation team, no student government or nothing. Just a real genuine person who seen a brother there and was like, you know what? Hey, let me come up to bro, introduce myself, make him feel comfortable and all that. And I went a long way. We still brothers to this day.
To this day, yeah.
And that was
closer than ever. And I appreciate that, bro.
Wait, real quick, bro. That was like 15 years ago?
Yeah. Damn. 15 years, bro. We were 12 years old, bro. Yep.
Woo,
Yeah.
time.
15 years in this, and you know what it is first of all, I want to say thank you because I have always been like that. And what I'm saying is that's why I was saying what I was saying was I lost my way in a mix of things. Getting older, going through things, trials and tribulations, I had lost my way. And for you to bring that story back up, and that just touched me right now. Like I'm not gonna lie, because it's like those are the things that I need to remember. You know what I mean? In order to keep my mind focused on the goal and of not only achieving for Foreignary, but for me. You know what I mean? We have a hoodie that we made, and I was the one that came up with the slogan "Battling Demons Daily." You know what I mean? And because it is a daily thing for me not to fall back into the old ways. You know, for me to remember who I truly am and to stay focused on the lane, because I could help with helping myself. I could help so many other people. You got what I'm saying? And it's just like, yeah, bro, like you brought up that story, and maybe to a lot of people that's not big, but like to you standing there with no friends, with just a completely different school, completely cities over, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it in a completely different culture. You know what I mean? It was just like, and I'm glad I did come up to you, and I'm glad all these years later, you know what I mean, we feel so close, because it's important, bro. I call your grandma grandma, you call my grandma grandma. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is
Family, bro.
it's
It's all,
family, bro.
hey, real family.
Yeah, but
Really.
that's hard to come by. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And solid people are hard to come by, bro, nowadays. And it's like, that's why I try to stay down with the people I came up with. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So, because it's important, bro. It's very important. And you know,
Yeah.
through that, through consistency, like you were saying, anything is attainable and achievable, bro. And I'm not even trying to sound like one of them pictures on the wall that you see when you walk in, one of them little corny quotes and stuff. But
Yeah.
I'm just keeping it real, because I'm realizing the older I'm getting, you know what I mean? Like I just had a dinner with my brother yesterday, and he was telling me, "Hey, bro, keep your thoughts organized. Get your thoughts organized, because it's like I got so many things I want to do,
Yep.
but it's like you got to hone in and get one thing done before you can move to the next, and that starts with spirituality, your mentality, physically, emotionally, all that.
And that's why what you do is so important, because we're in this era where business and people thinking about legacy and all that is very gimmicky. You know, you get the memes, the different gurus, people talking about all these different things, right?
Sure.
And when I see from my thoughts of successful businesses and how I see yours starting and keep growing, business is really an organic foundational thing. It's not a gimmick. It's at the roots and core of everything you build into it. And that's how you make it long term and not just a 5 minutes of a little hot wave and then.
Yeah.
And within that, what are the 5 most important things to you when it comes to business? So we could talk about money, anything. Like,
I mean, first of all, I think first of all, and just in general, I think in business or in life, happiness is number one, bro.
okay.
I try to tell everybody that when I wish somebody a happy birthday, almost everybody gets the same text message from me. At one point, there's a part in it that I say, you know, I wish you nothing but success, good health, love, but most importantly, happiness. I always say that. If I love you, one of the first things I ask you if I haven't seen you in a long time is, hey, are you happy? You know what I mean? Like that's one of the first things I ask you. So I think with business, number one is happiness, bro. Number one in life is happiness, bro. Two, with business is doing good business. Never veering off the just to screw somebody over temporarily. I'm in sales. I do commercial real estate. So you know, you always have a decision. You have a budget that you go by, and you can either say, hey, you know, you see your budget right there is 2,500, and you can say, hey, I'm gonna get this guy for 10,000. You know what I mean? And sell him a dream, or I'm gonna give this guy at 2,500. Do what I gotta do, fulfill my budget, and help this guy out. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like doing good business is number two. Loyalty in business is very important. To be transparent is also very important. And five, don't ever, ever. 5 could be number one, or it could be, all these can be interchangeable. But I think 5 is don't ever, ever, ever forget why you're doing it, what your reason is. Even for someone like Elon Musk, that's Tesla CEO, or for someone like his Foreignary, Mr. Foreignary, who's Foreignary CEO. Like, don't forget your purpose. Don't forget your reason and why you're doing this, why you started this to begin with. Because if you do, that's when everything else goes to shit. Excuse my language.
It's all good.
Yeah.
So, and that's what the importance of me bringing this up, because mentally, when people thinking about branding and business, their number one concern, I believe, most of the time is money. People want to get to the bag. People want this. They want that. And it's like, I can see the difference between when somebody just want a lifestyle and money versus somebody actually want to build something.
Yeah.
And that's why I appreciate looking at you, is that I see you're very strategic, not only with your charities, but also other partnerships we go talk about.
Yeah.
As far as like really about a legacy and not just about money.
No, yeah, thank you, bro. I think like you said, money, bro, money is important, bro, to keep the a well-oiled engine in the business, bro. Let's not, I didn't even mention money in the 5, but because like without these 5, the money's not gonna even mean anything. That's why. You get what I'm saying? But it's like, for me, like the money, it's gonna come. I always tell people that too. Don't think, bro, for a second I don't get discouraged. Don't think for a second, oh, I got it all figured out. Like, nah, that's not it. You know what I mean? But it's like it's being able to keep going. You know what I mean? When you get discouraged, it's being able to look at and see a different light at the end of the tunnel and be like, yo, I still got an out here. You know what I mean? Let me remember what my reason is. Let me hone in. Let me remember to be happy and enjoy the journey. A lot of people don't enjoy the journey, bro. They just thinking about get the clothes, sell it. You know what I mean? Like, no, bro. Like, that's like far off of what our campaign is all about, of what our whole message and brand is all. Far off, bro. You know what I mean? Like, the money gonna come. I know we're gonna see hundreds of millions, if not billions, one day. Like, I know that. You get what I'm saying? And that's all. And that's all. It's all good and well. Yeah, hell yeah, I want to live in a nice house and have a nice car and all the nicer things in life. But I also want to be able to. I know God gonna give me that money because I'm gonna help a lot of people, bro. You get what I'm saying? I'm gonna get my message across. Just my message alone can help a lot of people, bro. It can spark the brain, like Tupac said, that will change the world. You get what I'm saying? So it's like that's what's important to me. Money, it'll come,
And then plus, most of your profits got to go back into the business.
All of it, bro. Trust me, right now, we ain't seeing nothing from it. You get what I'm saying? What we seeing is we finally got, we just passed 1,000 followers on Instagram, and now we have like 1,600 followers, right? And that's what we seeing. We seeing that every time I go out, anyone that knows me is foreigner. That's all the money and the profit. Like I said, it'll come later. But these little wins, that's what
don't get it effed up though. I know y'all got some money now.
No, yeah, gotta make money for sure. And we doing well, bro. Yeah, we doing well. But it's like, at the end of it, I mean, we selling out so quickly, and it's like not only like we might not sell out of every item that day, but like we selling out of a lot of different sizes, and the hype is there and all that. Like, and I love it, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like it's a crazy feeling. Like, never would I have thought, but now I'm here.
Speaking of that real quick, because this might help a lot of people, who want to start their own clothing brand, do different things. When it comes to manufacturing your clothes and actually getting them made, what was the process like for you?
Originally, we went through a company, which I'm not going to name any names. We didn't have a really good experience with them. And then after I kind of tried to help them, obviously, with going through business, and then also like to do business with them, and also do the shirts for the No Justice, No Peace. Something was said to me that from the owner, which he was just like, why don't you just cut a check? He basically said to me on the phone, and I was like, look, bro, like we're not Nike, bro. Like I can't just cut a check, but I'm over here trying to do something to help you, to help this charity, to help this organization, to help the community. And after he said that, it was more so, hey, bro, like we was already getting our clothes like late, and a lot of the things were unorganized. So we went to we found somebody else, luckily through a friend of a friend, and it's been nothing but, bro, it's been great. The process is not easy at first. There were definitely kinks in a row, like little kinks in a row. But I think at the end of the day, now we got a process going. We know to order way in advance. We know we have a steady line of communication, bro. With your manufacturer in any business, like with clothing, especially though, you need to have a great communication with them. It needs to be an unwithering communication where you can hit them up and within a day's time, they're going to hit you back. Because look, when you start promising the people something or they get used to some type of consistency, you got to keep that consistency. You can go on Google now and search us and you can put a review. You get what I'm saying? Now that review is up, we got to be on all of our P's and Q's. You know what I mean? So it's like, cross your T's, dot your I's, whatever they say. And it's like with that, it all comes down to your manufacturer also understanding your mission, your end goal. You get what I'm saying? Know where you're trying to go. So it's like with anything, bro, I'm a very people's person. So I was able to talk. I'm a people person, bro.
Yeah.
I have no problem. I can go talk to somebody that's homeless on the street, and I can go talk to a CEO of a billion-dollar company, bro. And I'm going to talk.
And you have done it
off top, and I'm going to talk to you, and I'm going to talk to you the same way that I would, anybody else, and I'm going to learn something from I can listen to 100% of everything that you saying and only take 1% out, but at least I took that. Okay, boom, it's in the bank now. You know what I mean? And so it's like, with that being said, I was able to talk to the manufacturer that we deal with now. Shout out, bro. We keep him under wraps. You know what I mean? Because that's our guy. But we can't have everybody, you know what I mean, on the same tip right now.
Gotta keep we gotta keep it real. There's competitive advantages out here to things,
Yeah, nah, for sure. But he's been nothing but great with us. In the beginning, like I said, we had a few kinks in a row, but after I was able to hop on the phone with him, kind of tell him, hey, bro, this is who we are, this is what we about. I understand things are hectic on your side. Things are also hectic on our side, but you're young, I'm young, we're all young, we're all hungry. Let's make this shit happen. You know what I mean? And we were able to go down to LA because he's based out of LA. We were able to go down there. We did like a trip with the partners, which was dope. And we were able to sit down with them, have dinner, and those type of things. Like I said it's important, bro. I want to meet, bro. Like personally, fuck me on the phone. You know what I mean? Like I want him to know who we are, bro, and I want to get to know who he is a little better. And I mean, and it worked. You know what I mean? Just like anything.
Oh yeah.
I knew that it was gonna work and that we were gonna be able to build a relationship because we good people, he good people, and that's that.
Okay. And other than your family, us, and all that type of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Who have been some of the people who have worn your clothes and you was like really proud of, like, it really inspired you?
Bro, I ain't even gonna lie. Nima Empire. His name is Nima Etman. He's a Persian. He's the COO of Empire Distribution. Empire, they're the biggest right now in the rap game.
You know, everybody knows music, what Empire is.
Everybody knows who Ghazi is, and everybody knows who Nima is. And I had been following Nima for the longest, bro. You know what I mean? He's Persian. He was in the rap game, so it's like I was in the rap game back then. And it's just like I've been following him for all these years, right? And Ghazi, and bro, we ended up having a mutual friend. We do still have that mutual friend, and one of my boys hollered at him, and then we hollered at each other, and then all of a sudden I sent him a pack. He said, "It's all good, bro. Send me the pack." all of a sudden the next morning I wake up, or a few days later I wake up and he's at the Grammys with one of their artists wearing, and he had won. That artist had won. I think it was Best New Artist, and he's wearing our hoodie in the photo.
If you don't name who the artist is right now.
Yeah, no, here. Let me show you right now.
He gonna show you better than he could tell you.
Because I'm gonna show you. Yeah, I'm gonna show you because this was it was pretty crazy, bro. D Smoke is the artist, and he had just won Best New Artist, and he was a 2-time nominee, and you know, I don't know if you can see the picture.
Oh, there you go. Yep, keep it right there. Yep.
You know, and that's
a Foreignary hoodie right there.
Wearing a hoodie, and you know, it's just like it was a crazy feeling because like we already had Kendrick Bourne. He was a wide receiver for the Niners. Now he's on the Patriots. But he was wearing our stuff. We had Dadex wearing our stuff. Little Blurry. You know, we definitely had some cool names wearing our stuff, but no diss or nothing to them because it was huge. But like, I'm not gonna lie, when I saw that post and he had tagged us, and then the very next day, I had gave him 2 things: a Foreignary T-shirt with just the logo tee and that hoodie. And he wore the hoodie. Then the very next day, I see him in Mexico with YG, Mozzie, and Blast. And he's taking these pictures with these guys, and he's wearing the Foreignary tee, and he's like, "Hey, bro, like I haven't even taken it off, like all this stuff." but like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And that's what you call manifestation, bro. Like I'm a firm believer because my mom, she's very spiritual and she's all about the universe and all that. And
shout out mom.
Shout out
mom for real.
Right on. I appreciate. Yeah, you already know. And it's like she always used to talk to me about manifestation, bro. And as a younger kid, I said, man, like, come on, man. But it's like I saw it work. Like after years of me following bro and saying one day I'm gonna meet bro. One day I'm gonna,
and it happened.
You know what I mean? And it's like that was huge, bro, for him to wear it.
What other brand and partnerships that you have done with like different influence, different people like that?
What other partnerships?
Yeah, like influencers. You know how some people would do, you know, skits or whatever with different people who.
Oh yeah, okay. So that thank you for bringing that up because I was able to meet Frisco Philly B the other day through the cousin. You know what I mean? I'm happy about that one, bro, because see, Frisco Philly B, another one. I definitely manifested that, bro, because I had started following him not too long ago, but a cool while ago, right? When he started catching his buzz, I started following because I'm seeing you reposting stuff. I'm seeing all these people reposting stuff, and I'm like, bro, really funny, bro. Like funny where I could really understand what he's talking about. Funny, bro. And so
to those, because I got, you know, people listening international, all that.
Yep.
If you don't know who Frisco Philly B is, he is a comedian out of San Francisco, California. He do skits, he did stand-up shows, and he's still at the very beginning of his career, and he really out here doing it consistent. Funny brother. But keep going, bro.
No, yeah. Shout out to Frisco Philly B, bro, because not only was he he's a funny brother and he does his thing and all of that for sure. But I will say he was very cool, very genuine, very humble when I met up with him. You know, I let him know that I know so and so. We're not gonna name no names, and he was just like, oh, bro, like those the bros, all this stuff, and it was just like you had that organic, genuine meetup where a lot of people, he got 30K followers and he doing his thing. A lot of people will already let that get to their head. You get what I'm saying? He did it. And shout out to bro for that because he did a hilarious skit with the clothes on and just very easy to work with, very easy to deal with.
What do you say? How the phrase go?
If it ain't ordinary, it's
ordinary.
It's ordinary. And that's funny because you know how I came up with that phrase was, you know, because we all come from somewhere and here to stay. right? Here to Stay came when Trump was in office, basically trying to kick out all the immigrants and the Muslim ban and all this other stuff that was happening, and you know, the whole thing with the Mexico border and all that. So we said we here to stay. You get what I'm saying? We're not just here, you know, we here to stay. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so with that being said, um, I was in the car and I tend to freestyle a lot in the car, like by myself. I tend to talk to myself a lot, bro. I don't know, weird stuff.
Hey,
I'm always,
bro,
and so,
you know
yeah,
me. You know,
yeah.
yeah, you
It's
know.
important. It's important to be
Hey,
yourself and to talk to yourself, bro. I have no problem with that and with sharing that. And actually, within sharing this, I'll tell you that's how I came up with that slogan. I was acting like I was being interviewed, right? I was
yeah.
acting like I was being interviewed, and I was like, "Yeah, man, you know, if it ain't foreignary, it's ordinary." You know what I mean? And I was like, "Ah," pulled over. Soon as I said that, bro, I pulled over. I'm very known for pulling over if or like if I'm in the shower or whatever it is, I pull out my notes, bro, and I'll write it down. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. That's
And
how I
so, yeah,
came up with the reinvent your mind to reinvent your grind.
freestyling it, talking to yourself. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Yeah. So yeah, that's how I came up with that. But yeah, shout out to Frisco Philly Beat. Shout out to anybody really that's helping us. We've had a few influencers rock our stuff. You know, Maya. We've had skits. We've had a lot of people trying to help us out and grow, because you know, when you're at that platform, it's easy to just be like, yeah, thousands of dollars and I'll wear your stuff, or you know, this, that, and the other. But it's like a lot of people are doing it, you know, off the love or off the respect for what the brand is, or you know, if we have to pay them, it's not that much. You know what I mean? Because like, look, it's a business at the end of the day. I get that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's understandable, but not gouging us and trying to help with us and help us get there. That's important. So shout out to everybody that's been working with us and helping us out.
Yeah. And I know we could talk for 3-4 hours.
For sure.
3-4 hours, I'm already knowing.
For
But
sure.
is there any last things you want to leave the people with?
Yeah,
First
100.
of all, how they find you? How
Yeah.
could they find your clothing?
You
Let's
can
get on.
find me at my personal IG is Emon EEMON underscore Foreignary FOREIGNARY. That's my personal Instagram. If you want to just go and follow the Foreignary page, my business, the clothing line, it's just at Foreignary. So at FOREIGNARY. That's Foreignary. That's the brand. That's the business page, and then that's my that's the first one was my personal.
And the
So
link to the website is on both pages, right?
yeah, the website's on the link to the bio. The website's in the bio. www.foreignary.com. You can
And I'm
find
gonna
all
tag.
that stuff.
Hey, of course I'm gonna tag it all in the episode description, so y'all gonna be able to find it. So you go
100%.
listen and you go find it. Definitely support, buy.
I
It all goes
appreciate
a
it.
long way. It's all for a
Yeah.
big purpose.
Follow the journey. Be a part of the journey. That's our whole thing, is, you know, join the journey. And you know, for people that have been following us from the beginning till now, you know, you can see how far we've came. And I like to keep saying to everybody, we just getting started. We just getting started. We just getting started. If I'm gonna leave here with anything, first of all, I want to give your flowers to you, and let you know I'm thankful for being here, bro. I'm thankful for you letting me use this platform to express myself and to let people know about my brand and my business. I think what you're doing is amazing, bro. How far we've came together. I love you. I'm very thankful, and I
Love you too,
appreciate.
bro.
Yeah, I appreciate everything that you're doing, not only for me right now, but for the community and for the human race and all. It starts with people like us, bro.
Yeah.
And if I'm gonna leave everyone with something, it's really, you know, I took my nightmares and turned them into my dreams. You know what I mean? And with that, I truly believe in, if you really want something, hone in on it, focus on it, give it your all, give it your all every day. You know, wake up and tell yourself that, you know, whatever hurt. I wake up every morning and I say, I know that there's fires to put out, but I do it like this. You know what I mean? With a smile on my face, because, hey, bro, I woke up. A lot of people didn't get that wake up call. You know what I mean? So, but with that, I just want everybody to know that you can, if you want it, it's out there and you can go get it. So I appreciate it. Much love to everybody from Mr. Foreignary out of San Francisco, man. You know what it is.
And shout out to all the listeners on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Buzzsprout, Podcast Addict. Any way you listening, shout out to y'all. Y'all done heard it all. This is episode 64, A New Man Same Block, where reinvent your mind to reinvent your grind. And shout out to my brother, Mr. Foreignary, who really out here doing it because we all come from somewhere. So if you want to like, comment, and subscribe, also comment on where you come from, why you proud of where you come from, and what it means to you. Send that to the Foreignary page. Let them know. Send them your narrative and why you proud to be from where you from. Much love. Love you, bro.
Love you too, man.